Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. What am I doing up at 6 a.m.? I'm getting my workout in because if I wait for the rest of the day, something can come up. If I sleep in, something can come up and I just feel behind for the rest of the day. I know you see all these people online doing 4 a.m. wake ups, 5 a.m. wake ups, but there is something truly magical about waking up really early and getting stuff done. You just feel like you get ahead of the day, and if you feel like you're someone who just feels behind, never has enough time in the day, waking up early could be for you. Today I'm doing a full body workout, so make sure to stay tuned for that. It's my OneFitB workout. It's for my in-person class today, and every month I post 3 new workouts on my OneFitB program online. There's a gym version and an at-home version. You get both. And I choose my 3 favorite workouts from the month, and I make it dumbbell only friendly. If you've ever been interested in waking up early morning, let me tell you, my most successful times in my life when it comes to workouts, it comes to crushing goals, has been when I've woken up early. The reason why it's so successful is because there's no other distractions. It's not like you can get a text from somebody saying, I wanna hang out, or you're not focusing on work yet, you're not thinking about supper yet, you're not exhausted from your work day. When you wake up and you just take the time to work out, there's really a lot less things that can interrupt you from getting your workout in. So that's what I love it. Like, it's dark out. There's like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on sunshine, because that's a big one for me. If you want to become a morning person, I'll tell you what works for me, so maybe it'll work for you. So let's say when the week starts, Sunday I start getting ready for Monday morning because I know I'm gonna wanna wake up early. And of course I let myself go to bed a bit later on Friday night, Saturday night. Ideally, they say if you can stick to a same bedtime, same wake up, that is the best. That is the absolute best. And I do try to do that as much as I can, but I do stay up sometimes. It happens. So for me, it starts Sunday morning. I do not let myself sleep in. And you might be like, why not? If you let yourself sleep in Sunday morning, how are you gonna go to bed early Sunday night? First thing is, I don't let myself sleep past like 7 a.m. I just force myself up. If I'm a bit tired Sunday, that's okay, because I'll be more willing to go to bed early. I force myself up early Sunday, and I really limit my caffeine. I used to not allow myself any caffeine on Sunday, but now I'll do 1 coffee and not my strongest, like medium or light, and then it's decaf if I want more. So that makes sure that I'm not over caffeinated, and so I'll go to bed earlier. It'll be easier for me to fall asleep. If you sleep in and drink a ton of coffee, you're never gonna be able to go to bed earlier. So those are 2 things. I do try to get fresh air. There's so many studies showing that sunlight and fresh air will help your sleep like so much. So I make sure to get out for a nice long walk. I get some fresh air. That's the main thing. Sundays, I rarely get in the gym. Has it happened? Sure. Most of the time it's a rest day for me, so I focus on getting fresh air. So then when the evening comes, I do try to eat supper a bit earlier, and I force myself to go to bed. Like quite early, and this may not work for you, but it's really been successful for me. No screen time, no phone. Sure, maybe I'll watch like a movie earlier. I'll try to do everything earlier so I don't feel like I'm sacrificing like Sunday movie time or Netflix time, you know? So maybe at 6 p.m. we start our movie and I'm done at 7:30 and I go to bed. I go to bed and I only read. I read until I get put asleep. The other thing I do is I will take a melatonin. Usually I just take half a melatonin. You don't need much, and I don't abuse it. I take it once in a while because sometimes the stress of trying to fall asleep kind of wakes you up. You're like, fall asleep. Especially when you're trying to switch up a routine. Getting to sleep earlier is like, yeah, I can't sleep. I'm gonna be tired tomorrow. So that's what I do. I take a little melatonin and I read. And reading for me, like, it actually does put me to sleep. It's hard for me to read for more than an hour. Like, that never happens. I fall asleep. I fall asleep early, and I set my alarm for nothing crazy Monday morning, maybe 6:30, 6 a.m., something like that. I don't want it to be too drastic of a change from Sunday morning. So if you slept until 10 a.m., waking up at 6 a.m. will feel like you give yourself jet lag when you do that. Like you really will feel horrible. So it needs to be like within an hour, you know, something like that. Anything more than that legit feels like jet lag. Like think about when we do time change and it's like an hour different, how hard that feels for some people. Maybe some people don't. I definitely feel that. So you have to pay attention. You can't stay up super late and then sleep in super late and then think you're gonna feel good trying to switch to an early bedtime. It needs to be quite consistent. So I will wake up Monday morning. It's probably the hardest day for me, and probably because if I was a little bit more strict with my bedtime on the weekends, I would do a bit better here. But I'll wake up Monday mornings and it's the hardest day for me to wake up early, but I get up. Am I always successful getting my workout in Monday morning? No. But I get up and maybe I go downstairs and I read or I journal and I just stay awake. I think step one is staying awake. This may take you a week to get used to. For me, it's a day because I've been doing it for so long and I'm pretty close to that wake up time on the weekends. You may not get your workout in, but maybe you got your journaling in, maybe you do some dishes, maybe you go for a walk, you do something easy. Waking up, like day one, you're not gonna wake up and be like, yeah, I feel great, I'm ready to go crush a workout. It's gonna take some time for your body to adjust. And the other thing is I am very strict with how much caffeine I drink later in the day. So I try to not take any caffeine after 12. And even before then, like I'm pretty strict. I'll switch to decaf and I try not to have too much dark chocolate or anything before bedtime. I try not to go to bed with my stomach being too full because that'll affect my sleep as well. And then day two, like Monday night, I'm pretty tired because I forced myself up, I worked, I can fall asleep quite easily, like way easier than Sunday. I don't take a melatonin and I naturally, for me, wake up quite early. Like this morning I woke up at 5, sometimes it's 5:30, but I still set my alarm for 6. But I'm ahead of the game today, which is what I like. If I want to continue this up, I could set my alarm for 5:30 or 5 and kind of become more and more of an early person if that's what I wanted. You know, so give yourself a few days, give yourself grace, because in time, like you'll get there. So maybe if you want to start going to the gym early, maybe you just need to get there day one and maybe you only get 15 minutes in. Maybe you walk on the treadmill, maybe you just do stretches, but getting there, like getting into that routine, you know, by day 3, 4, you'll be crushing it, I promise. The other thing I do is I try to pick out my clothes the night before because I don't want to do that at 5 a.m. Turn all the lights on. I have my workout planned. That is recipe for success because if I wake up in the morning and I'm drinking my coffee and I'm trying to decide what to do, having a plan is ideal. Like right now, I already know what I'm gonna do, full body workout. I think you're gonna love it. I chose an outfit that I'm gonna be comfortable in and I don't overthink it, and then we get going. I'm gonna show you guys my full body workout. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what your struggles have been if you're trying to become a morning person. I will give you some tips on how to overcome that. And maybe it's not 6 a.m. for you. Maybe you go to work for 9, so like waking up at 7 would be more than enough time. Like I find that people who are the most successful get their workouts in before work, because after work, something can come up. You can be hungry, you can be tired, there can be something going on. And in the summer, who wants to go to the gym when the sun is shining? When the sun is shining and you want to go home and barbecue. So you need to come up with a time that doesn't get interfered with so much. Lunchtime, if you can ask your work to maybe take a longer lunch, there's so many fitness classes that happen at lunchtime. Or if you can just have the discipline to go to the gym yourself at lunch is a great time, because what else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? All right, let's go get our workout in. All right, so here I'm starting with heavy forward alternating lunges. Of course, I am super well warmed up. You want to even start body weight and then slowly go up in weight. This is actually my final set. I did 3 sets and I went up in weight every single time. I'm keeping my knee wide in line with the outside part of my foot, keeping my chest up and sinking low. I'm controlling the descent. So as I go down, I'm resisting gravity and really bracing my core and pushing, powering back as much as I can. So I was feeling good today and I went heavy AF. You will see that I pushed myself, and weight training done properly, done hard enough, you're gonna get cardio benefits from there. So you're gonna see throughout the workout that I am short of breath, but I'm making sure to do everything controlled because I am always focusing on building muscle, because that is what is going to boost your metabolism.
And doing something like a forward lunge works your legs, your bum, your core, your arms, and working everything. So this was my third set and I am out of breath, as you can see. So I'm trying to give myself, 30 seconds to 60 seconds in between, but I needed to take the full 60 to 90 there. So I just took a little bit longer and then I went back and did it properly, because you always want to prioritize good form first, and then you can go up in weight and then you can shorten the interval. So I did, do as much weight as I could each set, and I made sure to control it. The heavier you go, you may need to push the weight a bit faster. So if you are looking to make sure you're doing it properly, if you're new to the gym and you want to avoid injury, slow down all your lifts and go down in weight and increase your reps slightly. In my gym program for OneFitB, I encourage you to go up in weight each set. So you start off, at a comfortable weight, and then as you get warmed up, as you get into the workout, you're doing less reps for more weight. That's a way I love to train. It just feels really good, feels safe. And today I was pushing heavy weight with proper form. So here I'm not going as heavy as some fitness people you'll see online. You'll be like, why, Michelle, are you not going as heavy? Because I'm focused on proper form. I'm focused on getting low. And it felt more than challenging enough. You want to make sure that your knees stay wide here, your low back and your full back stays on the hack squat. You're staying on the heels, you're pushing in the heels if you can, and squeezing the glutes from the bottom up. This is such a good full body move. Squats and lunges and deadlifts, they are so underrated. If you are looking to overall build muscle, you need to include these types of leg moves. Then I am supersetting that with a gorilla row to work my back muscles, my legs, my core. I love working compound moves. So that means multiple muscle groups in one time. So instead of just isolating your bicep or your back or your quads, the front of the thighs, I'm trying to get more bang for my buck. Sure, I do isolation moves, but I do a ton of compound moves, especially since I only want to work out 3 times a week. So here I realized that the weight wasn't heavy enough, so I went and grabbed heavier dumbbells to push myself. I believe this was my final set, and like I said, I tried to go up each set, and I make sure I'm doing it with control. If here I was feeling it in my low back, I would go down in weight. If here my shoulders were creeping up towards my ears, I would go down in weight. Heavier isn't better if you can't do it right. And next I'm doing kneeling hip thrusts, which is one of my new favorites. And if you don't have something like this at your gym or at home, you can just use a really heavy band and slow it down and up your reps. You could do 25 to 50 reps if you're doing it with a band. Here, I don't want it to be quite as depleting as the lunges and as the hack squat, but I am trying to really target the glutes. So I'm keeping my back straight and thinking about tucking my bum in, but keeping my core pulled in as well. So I'm really trying to hold the squeeze right there. Hold the squeeze. So I'm thinking of pulling both butt cheeks towards each other and really squeezing. If you want to grow more muscle, you need to learn how to squeeze, engage your muscle. And one of my favorite tricks is to hold it at the squeeze. If you hold the move at the squeeze, you'll get a much better mind to muscle connection, and in time, you'll be able to do it without that pause. But the pause does create more time under tension, and more time under tension gives you more muscle, and more muscle gives you higher metabolism, and a higher metabolism makes you leaner. And then I'm supersetting that with a chest press with a bar and a leg raise. So I'm working my chest, my shoulders, my triceps, and my core. Here, I'm making sure to keep my back on the bench. If your back arches at all, you need to do one leg at a time or not lower the legs yet if your core is not strong enough. But I also love this move because, we're working multiple muscle groups at one time. This is a tough workout. I like doing hard things. I'm making sure also not to let my shoulders creep up close to my ears. When I'm going into the gym, I want to make sure I get a good workout. I don't want to just work on my biceps and my triceps and my shoulders and just isolation moves. I want to challenge myself so I don't need to be in there every single day. Really, 3 workouts a week is all you need to hit your fitness goals. And then the final superset that I filmed was deadlifts, and I went heavy. I am loving dumbbell deadlifts because I can bring the dumbbells to the sides of my thighs instead of the bar in front. And I find it a lot easier to keep my shoulders down away from my ears and not let my shoulders round in. Most people feel this in their back when the weight is too heavy for their upper body. So I love using wrist straps, as you can see, but also keeping the weight to the side is a little bit easier to push those shoulders down and engage the lats. I also love engaging the glutes here, so you'll see more of a knee bend than just a straight leg. So when I can't push my hips back anymore, I bend the knees and I push in the heels on the way up to squeeze the glutes, so it's more of a glute-focused deadlift. And finally, I am finishing off with a slow bent over fly. Most people go way too heavy on these. And to be honest, I probably could have gone even a bit lighter today, but when you get those endorphins, sometimes you just push it, and I was feeling that. Not every workout is going to be like that, but if you want to see good results in the gym, you need to at least have one of these a week. I'd say one really high intense workout per week, maybe one medium, one low. But you can't have all low intensity workouts and expect to see muscle gain. So here I'm keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, my elbows are slightly bent, and I'm flying out. Arms are thinking of reaching the sides of the room and controlling up and down, keeping the back straight. This is a great exercise to keep the shoulders healthy and to improve your posture.
All right, guys, I hope you love this video. I hope you love the workout. 2025 is the year that I am going to show you all my tips and tricks and get you in the best shape of your life. Please let me know if you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything specific, if you want me to talk about a specific topic. Write it down in the comments. Write it down in the comments. I appreciate all the comments, all the likes, all the shares so much. It makes it really easy for me to keep doing these when I see all your support. If you want to train with me, remember my OneFitB program is linked below in the comments. All right, see you next week in a new video. Bye.